Okay, Steve Bruce has resigned as Sheffield Wednesday manager. This is obviously in relation to the ongoing speculation linking him to the Newcastle United vacancy, which was obviously Rafa Benitez was there until about 2 weeks ago and decided I've had enough of Mike Ashley. I'm not going to work for this lunatic anymore because I feel sympathy for Rafa Benitez. The way he was treated was pretty shabby. I understand why Steve Bruce firstly has resigned, and I understand why he wants to take the Newcastle job. For him, he's a bloke from the northeast, and it's the biggest club in the northeast, and you know it's a great honour, I think, for him to manage there. What my views on him as a manager, I think he's solid, if not outstanding. I've made that clear before, and I understand why he's resigned from Sheffield Wednesday. Clearly, it was unsettling the playing group that he was, in charge of. But it's now thrown Sheffield Wednesday into yet another managerial crisis. Who's going to replace him? The players, who's going to stay, who's going to go? What kind of season are they going to have? Are they going to push for playoffs? Are they going to be in a relegation fight? The job Steve Bruce did while he was there was solid. He stabilised the situation and got them to 12th in the Championship. But I feel sorry for the fans and the players at Sheffield Wednesday because now they are in the lurch. They don't know who their new manager is going to be. Do Sheffield Wednesday have someone lined up? Is that why they allowed Steve Bruce to just resign and prepare to have an interview with Newcastle United? We'll find out who gets appointed as Wednesday manager in the coming days. They've got to appoint someone quickly because we're in pre-season now, and it's transfer windows now wide open. Africa Cup of Nations finishes in a couple of days, so any players that are away in the African Cup of Nations will be back in Europe to be available for transfers and their clubs. The fans of Sheffield Wednesday have had 20 years of tough times, and I feel sympathy for them. I feel sympathy, but with the Wednesday situation, we'll see what happens there in the coming weeks. On the Newcastle side of things, if Steve Bruce is appointed, I understand he's going. I believe sincerely that he is doing this for the right reasons because he's a lad from the northeast at heart, and at heart this is a great honour to be linked with the Newcastle job. The issue is not Steve Bruce being linked with the job; it's the guy running the club, and that's Mike Ashley. Rafa Benitez had 3 years of trying to get blood from a stone when it came to transfer funds, and he wasn't given certainty over his future. Steve Bruce is going to have the same battle, and Rafa Benitez has won the Champions League. Rafa Benitez is a very successful manager, one of the best club managers in Europe. He could not get the backing of Mike Ashley on the direction he wanted to take the club. He was offered a flimsy 1-year extension when he wanted to have a long-term plan and re-establish rebuild the youth system, invest money in there. He wanted Mike Ashley to invest money into the youth system so he could bring up youth prospects to slot into the team, and he wanted money to bring in players, and he wasn't given that assurance from Mike Ashley. The club is up for sale. There's uncertainty about the future of the club and who's going to be owning it by the start of this coming season. Will it be Mike Ashley? Will it be Sheikh Lee? Will it be someone else? Peter Kenyon with his takeover deal? Would it be a Man Staveley come back with a better offer? A new bidder come in? The future of Newcastle United is completely uncertain. The fact that Steve Bruce also wasn't the first choice is striking. Big Sam Allardyce turned the club down because, in his words, he had no control over transfer policy. That tells you how Mike Ashley runs the club. The people with the footballing knowledge aren't actually allowed to have a say on transfers. No other manager wants to take the job. So Steve Bruce, if he is appointed, is walking into a job that no one wants. It's a poison chalice. Rafa Benitez worked miracles. He worked miracles. There's also something else to consider that no one's talking about, it seems, is the ongoing tax investigation. I think that has a massive part to play in why the club has gone unsold, why Mike Ashley doesn't want to put money into the club, is the ongoing tax fraud investigation. I think Mike Ashley is aware of that, and more than aware of it, he is aware of it. But I think that's having a part to play in why Rafa Benitez was struggling to get funds for the last couple of years, and why they're selling their best players off, like Jose Perez for 30 million, which, by the way, is below market value. That was a steal by Leicester. Leicester got a steal there. They got a very good player on what I would say is 10 million short of what he should have been sold for. And that's one of their best goal scorers is gone. So if Steve Bruce is appointed, he's going to have a very tough challenge ahead of him. And we can look at Steve Bruce's managerial record and go, he's good, he's bad, he's indifferent, he's ugly, whatever. But the fact that he was the only one willing to take the job if he is appointed. He's the only manager willing to go into there and say, look, give us an interview, I'll happily do it. Tells you all you need to know about other managers going, we don't want to work with this guy, Mike Ashley. And I feel sorry for the fans at Newcastle, and they are threatening to boycott, and that tells you something as well in itself. And I feel sorry for the playing group because they really warm to Rafa Benitez. And while Steve Bruce is an honourable chap and he's a hard-working manager, will the players warm to him? And will the fans warm to him, considering that he also managed Sunderland down the road, which is Newcastle's biggest rival? That could be a sticking point, is whether the fans will be accepting of a former Sunderland manager coming into their club. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. If he is appointed at all, there is an if there because, whether he is or isn't, Sheffield Wednesday have been thrown into a crisis of finding a new manager and a club direction. And Newcastle, we don't even know if Mike Ashley is going to be the owner come the start of the season. We don't know what's going on. And I think Steve Bruce, this could be a massive mistake he's making. I understand why he's resigned, to take the pressure off his players and let the players focus on their pre-season. I understand why he wants to become Newcastle manager. But what gets me is he's going to a job that no one wants. That is a toxic poison chalice. And that's if he gets appointed. That's if he agrees to Mike Ashley's terms. He might go, you're a nutter. You know what, sod it, I ain't doing it. He might actually turn the job down yet. So we'll see what happens. But it's looking likely he's going to be named Newcastle United's new manager. But I can see him making a massive mistake doing it. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for the fans of both clubs. I feel sorry for the players of both clubs because both clubs have been run abysmally for too long. But I'm going to leave that there. Thank you very much for watching. If you are a Newcastle or Sheffield Wednesday fan, just place your thoughts below. We'll have some more videos for you soon.